If you've ever seen someone spiral into self-pity and felt yourself emotionally check out, if you've ever watched a friend play the victim and felt annoyed rather than understanding, then this video is for you. I promise you, you're not evil. You, my friend, are drained. You spent your entire life being the strong one, and now your empathy feels like a curse. Let's unpack why that happens. And trust me, as someone recovering from the same thing, I can tell you the specifics because I've been there more often than I'd like to admit. We're gonna be breaking this video down into 3 different parts. Part 1 is the science and psychology behind why you feel this way in the first place. Part 2 are steps that you can start taking today to start feeling connected to the people around you and not hating them. And part 3 will wrap up with some affirmations that you can continue with to make sure that you're able to actually maintain your empathy without emotionally burning out. Let's start. You think that you've become heartless, but really it's just your brain trying to protect you. Let's get scientific real quick because, my love, you are not suffering from being cold. You're suffering from being too empathetic. I know, probably doesn't make sense. Let me break it down. Let me guess, you were probably praised as a child for being good and mature for your age. You never caused trouble, you never created any problems. You prided yourself in your ability to be understanding and empathetic towards other people. Yeah, I hate to break it to you, but that part of you is the exact part that is suffering today. Because that little girl, she didn't disappear. She just went into hiding to protect herself. That's the reason why every time you hear the pain, distress, problems of other people, instead of feeling caring for them, you feel emotionally stressed. You're feeling their pain so strongly that your brain has to shut it down before it gets too much. Ultimately, you're feeling like you're going through the exact pain that they're talking about. It's not their fault. It's not your fault. But we do gotta fix it. Because at the root of all this, you are burnt out emotionally. Symptoms of this can look like feeling irritated at people that you should feel bad for, feeling cynical or numb around people who share their emotions with you, even feeling guilty for not wanting to listen anymore, and overall, you want to avoid emotionally heavy people. So no, you're not unempathetic, you're too empathetic, and you can't regulate it. And it all results in you pushing people away, tuning them out, distancing yourself, all in a desperate attempt to make the pain stop. But let's dig even deeper because sometimes the people that drain you the most are the people that are actually mirrors to your inner self. You ready? Let's play a game. Think of that person that annoys you for no particular reason. The one who complains too much or refuses to take accountability or makes everything about them. Got them in your head? Okay, now brace yourself. What if I told you that the reason that they trigger you isn't because they're awful, but because they represent a part of you that you bury? Let's get theoretical for a sec. According to Jung, we all have something called our shadow self. These are the parts of you that you bury. All the parts that you reject in yourself, parts that you feel ashamed of. So like if you were praised for being mature growing up and being the strong one, but you were shamed for being emotional or too needy, your mind is splitting itself into 2 different parts, your good side and your bad side. Your conscious self is the good side. It's independent, it's emotionally capable, it's control. Your bad side, on the other hand, represents all the parts of you that you were forced to shove down and keep away. That's you being helpless, being messy, being victim-like. But we do have a bit of a problem because your psyche isn't gonna delete those parts of you. It's just gonna hide it until something or someone triggers it again. And that's the exact reason why when you meet someone who represents and embodies those characteristics that you work so hard to hide, you spiral, you can't handle it. Your subconscious is freaking out at you saying, oh my god, I could never be like that. That is the part of me that I've worked so hard not to be. So what you're not consciously picking up on is that your brain is trying to protect you through disgust. So it's a tough pill to swallow, but it's not that you can't stand people like that. It's that you can't stand to see the parts of you that you never learned how to accept. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't mean to call you out, but it's not all your fault. So come along while we dive into boundary theory. Let me make this very clear. Boundaries are important. They are the structure of any platonic or romantic relationship. But drawing a line between shutting everybody off completely and having open gates so anyone can enter can be a bit difficult. For example, I used to be the type of person to relentlessly try to understand other people. I would let them in, explain all their problems, all their fears, their concerns. I would let their negativity overflow my mind to the point that I couldn't even hear myself think. And eventually I got burnt out and I realized that I had no boundaries. And so your girl did a 180 and I completely flipped. I went from letting everyone in with open arms to shutting absolutely any sign of negativity out. Because I hated feeling like I was being taken advantage of emotionally. I hated that I couldn't control my own energy levels because of other people's problems. I went from one end of the spectrum to the other, and so it shouldn't be surprised that none of them really worked out. But I mean, can you blame me? It's difficult to find a middle ground, and here's the tricky part that makes it even more complicated. Sometimes people don't even realize that they're dumping their emotions on you without your consent. They don't realize that it's taking energy from you. They don't realize that they're overstepping boundaries. So your psyche tries to protect you because it's here thinking, hey, you're trying to make me do emotional labor that I didn't even sign up for. And yeah, it's unfair, and that's the exact reason why your brain is clocking that, and it's causing apathy and resentment on your end. Okay, so now that we understand what is happening and why you're feeling the way you're feeling, we need to take steps so that you can connect with the people around you again, and you don't have to feel like you have to avoid the negativity in your relationship. So before we do anything, step one, we are going to rebuild our emotional boundaries before we try to be more empathetic. Because we've been there. You started being the empathetic one, and we saw exactly what that did to you. So we're not going to try to care more, we're going to try to care cleaner. So the next time you feel someone is emotionally dumping on you and you feel that your energy levels are being depleted, just have a script in mind. Like, hey, I want to be there for you, but this is emotionally heavy and I don't have the bandwidth for that right now. You can also clarify and ask them if they want comfort or if they want you to provide them with a solution. This can stop the emotional dumping before your nervous system actually goes insane. So you're no longer on two opposite sides of a very large spectrum. You're pleasantly, calmly in the middle where you're able to provide that support for them, but you don't lose yourself in the process. Okay, number two, this is very important. This is based on Jung. We need to start facing your shadow. Usually when someone triggers you, your first instinct is to think, oh my god, I can't stand this. This is annoying. But instead of doing that, try to think, what part of me is this triggering right now? What past version of me am I being reminded of right now? You're not trying to bring back the identity of who you used to be, but you are trying to relive the emotion so you can understand it a bit better. So let yourself feel it. Let yourself experience all those emotions that you blocked down as a child. Let your adult self handle it for once. And that is how you stop rejecting the weaknesses in others because you were punished for it, and actually accept it and are able to understand them because you were there before too. Number three, this is a bit tough and it might be tough for the people around you as well, but if you want to be a good friend, this is important. Stop treating everyone's emotions like they're your responsibility. You are not morally obligated to fix people, to heal them, to absorb their trauma, to be their emotional landfill, to perform maturity on command. Your childhood told you that being good means being selfless. I hate to be the one to break it to you, but in the adult world, being selfless all the time means self-destruction. Another thing, I know that this doesn't come as naturally. Now, I've had to actively fight against it as well, but don't give advice unless people specifically ask for it. On one part, sometimes they may not even want advice, they might just want you to listen and understand them, just be there for them. And also, it saves you the emotional labor of having to come up with solutions for problems that aren't your own. Girl, give your nervous system a break. She needs it, and you do too. Okay, let's rewire your thinking with some affirmations so you can keep all these steps and you can actually integrate them and have them become second nature through your subconscious. I don't have to feel what someone else feels to understand them. I choose when and how I hold space for others. Protecting my energy isn't selfish, it's necessary. Every part of me deserves compassion, not exile. If something triggers me, it's pointing to something I need, not to something I hate. My value is not measured by the emotional labor I perform. I don't betray myself to keep the emotional peace anymore. So overall, here is the real takeaway from this video. You are never heartless. You're not the villain. You're not cold. You're not broken. You're just someone who's been carrying emotional weight that wasn't yours for years. And today, hopefully, you learned how to put it all down. So darling, keep your affirmations, keep your boundaries, keep choosing yourself. Not because you're selfish, but because you finally realize that your well-being matters just as much as everyone else's does. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're able to connect better with the people around you. You're able to understand them, they're able to understand you, and that you're able to set healthy boundaries that make sure that you have wonderful friendships. As always, I have my TikTok and my Instagram linked in my bio. I hope you guys liked this video. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, comment what your favorite part of the video was and what you plan on implementing after this video. I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.